So, Urvi, thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us about Red Carpet Rocks. I think this is a fantastic business, and you're building something really amazing. We were sort of chatting a little bit beforehand, and we got all of this energy. So let's try to capture it in this interview. Um, Start out by telling us a little bit about yourself, your background, and so we can sort of get to know you.
Sure. Well, first, I want to thank you and Startup Steroid for having me. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be on your platform and to be able to share, my story and Red Carpet Rocks with you. Red Carpet Rocks was really, I would like to say, the second child because I had the first child, and that was really Tejani Jewelry. And that really was my first baby, and I specialized in bridal jewelry. So it was day of anything that a bride needed for her wedding, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, anything like that sort, they'd come to Tejani. And I had a direct to consumer business. I had a wholesale business, so I sold to 150 boutiques. And then I also had a brick and mortar on the Upper East Side in New York. So I had that business for 14 years, and it was absolutely fantastic. Brides loved coming to the store or ordering online. But I would have to say, like, the last 2 years of the 14 of all, like, brides started saying to me, like, Urvi, I love this, but can I just rent it? It's one-time use. I'm only getting married once, or they're like, they're only getting married once. But so can I just rent this? And that's really when renting was starting to gain momentum and traction, and it wasn't so much of a stigma, but it was almost cool to rent. So
Right.
it was just like, okay, well, maybe I need to change the model. And my business, the first couple of years, at least I had a good 10-year run, but things started changing, and I wasn't doing as well. And I had a lot of competition, and Etsy came on, to play. And then it was just
Right.
DIY bride, and it was just very price conscious. So price just became like a very, very prevalent reason of why people wouldn't spend what they used to spend for my line. Anyway, so it just gave me the thought of saying, okay, well, they love my pieces, but what if they were able to rent them instead of buying them? So
Right.
I dissolved the brand after 14 years, and I built it to a little over $5 million, had great success with it, something bigger, and I wanted to be disruptive, and I wanted to do something that I could really leave a legacy, behind, and really, really make
Yep.
a difference. And so I took some time off, regrouped, and raised some money to give birth to my second child, which is, and Red Carpet Rocks is the same model as Tejani, but however, it's not ownership, but it's rental. So I have my existing collection from Tejani, not the exact same pieces, but I use the same
Right.
factory in India. And then I also have 11 branded designers on the platform as well. So for those of you that are familiar with Rent the Runway, we're exactly like Rent the Runway, but for jewelry. So you're able
Jewelry.
to come onto the platform and rent anything for a special occasion.
Fantastic, fantastic. So without giving away too much, you had at least 14 years. You have a couple of decades worth of experience in jewelry
Yes.
that you're bringing into this new company. So that's fantastic. With you were obviously working with bridal jewelry. It's high end. It's you're working at the top of sort of the price ranges for most average people. Um, what is that sort of bracket now you're renting, so now you could possibly rent at a higher price target for most average people. What was the idea behind Red Carpet Rocks? Where did you want to be? Is it, you know very high end? Is it mid range? Is it low range? What was the initial concept?
So it really is to bring luxury to mass market. That's really
Exactly.
the idea. It's about bringing luxury designers, including my own, with the retail price point starting at 300, going all the way up to $2,000. And I want
Perfect.
that price point to be accessible to all women. And I really
Yep.
want them to be able to wear what they love and not what they can afford. because that really changes things, right? If a woman loves a pair of earrings, but she's like, oh, this is beautiful, but it's $500. Or, oh, I could rent these for 39 and I can wear a $500 earring. How great is that? You've got that customer for life, you know? So
Yep.
to answer your question, it's really about bringing the luxury price point to mass market and really,
Fantastic.
and that's why it's important that everything in the Red Carpet Rocks collection has a very high retail value so that the customer can understand and appreciate that she's wearing luxury. I mean, let's be honest, no one's going to want to rent a $30 pair of earrings that you're right
Yep.
or retail for 40. They might as well just buy it. But when you're wearing a $2,000 necklace for 39, there is a lot of value in that. And that's
Yep.
what's really important for me, for my customers, is I really want them to be able to understand and know that they're wearing branded luxury global designers and they're getting it at a very affordable price.
No, absolutely, and that's the exact answer I was looking for. That now you're bringing, really high end jewelry to the mass market. So that's fantastic. What now we're talking about rentals, and obviously no one is meeting in person. So rentals through the mail, right? So talk to us about that delivery mechanism, and how are you shipping the items to the wearers, to your customers? How are you getting it back, and all of the sort of back end stuff?
Sure, yeah. Well, we want the clients to have a true Red Carpet Rocks experience from the moment that they place their order online. So everything does come beautifully packaged in a signature Red Carpet Rocks box, kind of like that Tiffany blue box, right? We all know Tiffany for its blue box. So we have a gorgeous red box with a beautiful black insert. Everything is wrapped in Red Carpet Rocks tissue paper, and it's a very luxurious feeling. So it's not like your traditional Amazon in a white envelope or, a box that just has, it's not your
Right.
typical shipping experience, but it's a very luxurious experience. Then, now, especially after COVID, everyone's very concerned about the cleaning and how the
Exactly.
sterilization processes. And we have here a local jeweler that cleans all the pieces just like he cleans diamonds. So every single piece is going through an ultrasonic machine, and it's all
Wow.
professionally done by machine. And then just for that added layer of cleanliness or security, everything is also hand wiped after it's gone through the machine. So I mean, we've never had any issues with anyone saying that, oh my God, this necklace is filthy, or I got COVID from those earrings.
No, that's such a great point. And using an actual jeweler to make sure everything is up to standards is
Yes.
so important. No, that's fantastic. Now, as far as the business idea goes, what do you still have the retail store? I'm guessing that was a previous child, so you sort of finished with that. Is this
Yes.
literally out of your garage? Tell us a little bit more about.
So, yes, we did dissolve, or I did dissolve Tejani Jewelry, and the store is no longer in existence. However, Red Carpet Rocks was operating out of a huge WeWork office space in Midtown
Wow.
Manhattan. And we had to let that go, obviously, because of COVID. But I do see us returning back there, or to a smaller, more modest office space somewhere eventually.
Mhm.
Can't be continuing to work out of our apartment, forever. So
Right.
it will change. But right now, I actually physically hold the entire inventory that you see on the website in this office.
Wow. Okay. So you're
Yes.
surrounded by jewelry. That's
No, I
fantastic.
keep it very tidy. You wouldn't even
But
know
more.
that there's 1,400 pieces in here.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So for most women, that would be the definition of heaven, right?
Yes.
No, So tell us a little bit more about the pieces. We have your Sizzler reel that's on as highlighted as product demo on the platform. So
Yeah.
people who are interested can certainly see them. But tell us how you're actually designing these, where they're being manufactured, what kind of materials you're using, all of those kinds of
Sure.
things.
So 11 of the 12 designers on the platform are established designers. So these are designers that
Wow.
you see in the department stores, on the top websites. So they're true luxury pieces like Kenneth J. Lane. So those pieces I actually physically go into the showroom and buy. So just like a small store,
Wow.
the inventory, I buy the inventory. So it's just my eye and the trends and everything that I use to help make those decisions. Now, my own collection, which was my former brand, Tejani, the Red Carpet Rock Signature Collection, those pieces are all designed by local artisans all over India. So you're looking at artisans from Mumbai, from Delhi, from remote areas as well. And so these artisans I work with and I share with them my concept and my vision for all the pieces, but it's really their true artistic designs and their creations that they present to me, and then I just buy them. So I don't have a design background. I don't sketch or draw. I wouldn't even know how to design anything. Um, but I do have an eye, and so I know what a good piece of jewelry looks like, a well-designed piece of jewelry looks like. So I have meetings with the factory at least once a week over Zoom, and all of we call them karigars in our language.
Yep.
All the artisans actually get on and they show me, what they've come up with, and then I make my selections, and then they send them. So, and the website gets refreshed every month with new arrivals. So you're always going to be seeing newness on Red Carpet
Oh,
Rocks,
wow.
whether it's from the existing designers or from my own platform, from my own artisans in India, we're always getting new pieces.
Got it. Got it. And these are obviously really well made jewelry, right? The higher price point.
So,
This
Jamal,
isn't
these are
something that's going to fall
mostly,
apart.
no, no. So 99% of these pieces are either on the borderline of fine jewelry, which is almost real. A
Yep.
majority of them are 925 stamped sterling silver. So some of them are base metal, but some are truly sterling silver.
Right.
And some of the stones are also very, very high-end, semi-precious, Swarovski. So the materials used are very, very much in line with almost fine jewelry and real diamonds. And especially with our collection, the artisans in India that we contracted, they basically are the same artisans that make the real. So, we have
Right.
that craftsmanship of talent that really manufactures real jewelry.
Right. So let's talk about the artisans in India a little bit more. We mentioned it a
Sure.
couple of times. These are not the guys who are designing sort of more ethnic jewelry for the Indian population. These are the guys who are designing for the Western markets and are designing. They're sitting in showrooms and not huts outside, right? To break the stereotype a little bit.
Well, they could be sitting in very amazing huts outside, air conditioned huts, but yeah.
Right.
No, no, absolutely. These are the artisans who are doing fine jewelry that are replicas of, say, like the Tiffany's or the Van Cleefs, and just
Right.
very, very fine jewelry that doesn't really have a very typical Indian taste or flair, what we're used to seeing, that heavy
Yep.
gold and that heavy, look of just the earrings and the choker necklace. In the Indian community, we believe that every part of the body needs to have a piece of jewelry on it. And we believe, unlike the Western culture of less is more, we believe more is more. The
Yep.
more we have on, the better it is. So we have a necklace, we have earrings, we have a lot. But anyway,
Right, right.
to answer your question, no. So these are the designers and artisans who are making jewelry that have a very, very Western feel to it.
Yep.
And to be honest, some of the pieces really look like they could be diamonds. You'll see it in the sizzle reel. Like you can't even tell the difference. It's so great.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And obviously, if people are really interested in the jewelry, they can go to your website and really get to see the exact pieces that people would be ordering, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the entire collection's on redcarpetrocks.com.
Fantastic. So tell us, walk us through how a customer actually interacts with your service. Once they go to Red Carpet Rocks, are they subscribing? What does the business, are there tiers? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure, sure. So the model is membership, but it is also a la carte. So say the user comes on for the first time and she doesn't quite want to commit to the membership yet, almost wanting to test drive the car before owning it.
Yep.
So he is able to do a la carte renting, which all the pieces are in between $39 and $59. Our site always accommodates free shipping and free returns. So the customer is never at whatever level, non-membership or membership, shipping is always complimentary both ways. And so you can try, the pieces without membership. And then should you like the service and enjoy it and feel like you could really use this in your life, then we have a tiered level membership that reflects how many pieces you want to wear throughout the course of the year. So we have the Grammy, the Emmy, and the Oscar, and there's just different pieces associated with each. And these are all names taken from obviously the red carpet. So
right.
Grammy allows you to wear 6 pieces. The Emmy is 12, and for that super socialite, she can wear 24 pieces in the course of a year in the Oscar package.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so you can literally pick how many pieces you want to receive. So what is
So you can't pick how many people, I'm sorry, let me clarify. The Emmy and the Grammy and Emmy, there's 3 shipments twice a year in the Grammy, so you can wear 6 pieces.
That's it. That was going to be my next question.
Yes. Your shipments are always in 3s. However, in the Oscar, it's 4 and it's 6 times. So it's every other month. And so you're wearing 24 pieces in the course of a year with 6 shipments. Each shipment has 4 pieces.
Okay. So let's break that down a little bit more. What is 3 pieces in one shipment? What is 4 pieces? What is 6 pieces? So tell us a little bit more about what the people are actually getting in their hands.
Sure. So pieces, I should really mean style. So say, a bride wants, she's going to start with the Grammy and she's going to get 2 shipments. So each shipment has 3 styles. So we also have hand-beaded handbags, because we feel like that's really important to complete the look. So say her first shipment could be a pair of earrings, a bracelet, and an evening bag. So those are 3 pieces. So now her second shipment could be an earring, a necklace, and a cocktail ring. So that's another shipment.
There you go. Okay.
And when you look at this and you break it up into the average price per piece, Deval, in the Oscar, it comes down to $14 per piece. I mean, you're wearing a $500 necklace for $14.
That's fantastic. That's a great deal. So I can certainly see how, people, once they try it, they really see the value and they get connected. Obviously, 2020 was not a great year. So tell us where you are. Obviously, people aren't going out, so they're not going to be wearing as much jewelry. Tell us where you are with the business. You started in 2019, right? So you were basically at it for less than a year before the pandemic hit. Where are you today now?
Yeah, it's been really tough. I mean, I guess the only analogy I can make is giving your child their dream car and then taking it away from them, right? I mean, that's really what happened to Red Carpet Rocks. In 2019, I had an extremely great year, first year, more than I could ever imagine. And then 2020, complete decimation, right? I mean, it's really, there's no events, nothing to go to. So I was pretty much in a holding pattern. I was really like a plane that couldn't land. It was really challenging. And I knew that coming out of this, we are going to explode. And it was just a matter of hanging on. So to answer your question, where I am now is, we still really have been just focusing on social media and staying active on the platform, staying relevant, making sure that people still know about us. But in terms of the marketing, we've kind of put a pause on and kind of put all marketing initiatives on ice for now. And I've really been focusing on fundraising and trying to raise capital for the company so that it can position us to come out of this really strong. Because everything we read, I'm sure, people know that it's really going to be a massive, massive celebration. I mean, the fashion industry is quoting it as a return to the roaring 20s, so it's really going to be about
Yeah.
and about getting out there and celebrating life and looking and feeling your best. And then also rental is going to be huge. It's going to be bigger than ever because
Yeah.
we had time to sit at home and think about how much we really truly need and want, and how much do we need to really buy, and how much do we need to consume and own. And so do we really need that $500 pair of earrings, or could we rent them? So I've really just been in a holding pattern for the last year and 4 months, and I've really been focusing on just keeping the lights on with the brand in terms of this social media and the awareness. But really, my focus has truly been on raising money for Red Carpet Rocks so that we can come out of this and rock.
Got it. Got it. As soon as the red carpets come back, you're going to be ready to rock. So
Yes, dying for it.
fantastic. And the other thing I also want to highlight is you're based out of New York. So you really have your finger on the pulse of the fashion industry, right? So
That's correct.
talk about the fashion industry a little bit and what you're seeing in New York in 2021.
Absolutely. So, we just wrapped up Fashion Week a couple months ago for the winter, and it's all the designers on the runway were showing, I mean, virtually obviously, but they were showing the return to glam, beading, sequences, just everything over the top glam in terms of clothing. So we know that there's just going to be this strong return to just very, very high fashion glam, just even demonstrated from Fashion Week back in February. So, but in addition to that, I mean, I personally know I'm tired of wearing my sweats, and we're all tired of that. We're tired of wearing our
Yep.
sneakers and everything. So I think there's just really such a strong push from the fashion industry to say, okay, it's gonna be this huge return to glam, and I'm seeing that in New York. People are starting to come out a little bit and dress up a little bit more, and obviously through Fashion Week, I've seen that, but also a lot of the websites now too. A lot of the companies there, like Bloomingdale's and Saks and Revolve and all these top sites, have really been pushing for even as close as spring glam. Like just a lot of cute fun dresses, high heels. I believe even some of the shoe designers have seen a spike in heels as opposed to platform shoes or sneakers or comfy shoes. It's really coming
Right.
to let's wear heels, let's wear stilettos, let's get back into fashion. So the movement is really, it's on its way, and it's really being demonstrated from a retail aspect as well as from the designers.
Fantastic, fantastic. So let's come back to red carpet rocks. What's the? It looks like by the summer or maybe end of summer, fashion industry is going to be back on its feet. What's the vision for red carpet rocks for the next, let's say, 12 to 24 months? What are you hoping to achieve?
I'm really hoping to achieve the next 12. First of all, I'd like to secure the funding round, and so that we can scale the business. But right now, because due to COVID, I really took some time to think about how I wanted to structure the business. So the memberships are primarily new. We just launched that in January of 2021. So it was an a la carte model all along, but I knew that
Mm,
going to fundraise, and it was really important that I was able to show a potential investor the auto revenue, right? So I needed
yep.
some sort of subscription membership model in place. So having said that, I launched it in January 2019. My goal is really to acquire 5,000 subscribers or members by the end of 2021, which will put the company at a little over 1.1 million in revenue. So that's the goal, really, to be able to get as many subscribers as possible on board. Obviously, you need the country to be running again and opened and occasions and things. But in the perfect world, it could be a very late Q3, early Q4 start, but I anticipate finishing extremely strong.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now we started the conversation with your background and
Yes.
making sure that your decades of experience is put to good use. Tell us about the future, about where you hope to take this company over the next 5, 10 years. Do you expect to be in this game 25 years from now? What's the vision?
I may be dead, Jamal, by 20. This is really because this is my second venture and I have over 3 decades of experience. For those of you that are probably sitting there
So you started when you were about 4, right?
4, right? So exactly. That's very sweet of you to say. But here, guys, now when you're going to really know that I just celebrated my 50th birthday in COVID. So what the perfect year to turn 50, a milestone birthday. 20. But hopefully that just in itself will put things into play and you'd understand that as a seasoned entrepreneur who has decades of experience, this is not a 10-year, 20-year plan. This is, okay, go big or go home for me. And it's really, really taking the decades of experience and knowledge that I have under my wings and putting it all together and blowing it up with just a great concept and having a really, really strong exit within the next 3 to 5 years. Obviously, depending on COVID, I mean, that has a lot in play, but just take away that. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very aggressive strategy, but I'm very confident I can execute on that. But because, as I said, as an older entrepreneur, it's not, for me at this point, it's not about like 10 years or 20 years, because I really don't want to be sitting in St. Bart's with my denture having a martini. I want to be able to really enjoy it still. And the plan is really to build something really big, position it for just a very lucrative exit, and be done and say, I did it.
And that's exactly what the investors want also. So they'll be there to support you all through that journey. Urvi, thank you so much for coming on today and doing the interview for us. Any parting thoughts that you want to leave us with?
No, I'm just thrilled to have had the opportunity to share Red Carpet Rocks with you, Deval. And I hope that people that you share it with see the opportunity, whether it's from an investment standpoint or from a customer standpoint. They're all like, I got to have this in my life. And for all those men watching, you'll never have to buy your wife another piece of jewelry. So sign them up. And thanks again, Bob.
That's such a fantastic thought to leave all the men with, right? You'll never have to buy another piece of jewelry.
Absolutely. What man wouldn't love that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, great job, Urvi. Thank you so much for coming on. And let's talk soon.
Okay. Thank you. Be well.
Bye-bye.